yeah, the Big A, home sweet home, and the Angels are glad to be here, even if it's only for just 3 games. Tonight, the Halos return from a 14-game road trip to host the Milwaukee Brewers right here on your home for Angels baseball, Fox Sports West.
Oh boy, in the immortal words of Motley Crue, home sweet home. It is gorgeous to see the Big A out in left field. We're ready for game number 1 of this 3-game set between the Angels and the visiting Milwaukee Brewers. Hi everyone, from inside the Big A, Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubza. Glad you could join us for Angels baseball. The Halos roll into this one, a half game back in the American League Central, 36-30 on the year. I bring that up because you go back to last year, about this time. This is when the Angels started to make their turn, when they started playing the interleague schedule.
Yeah, they went out and swept the San Diego Padres. They pitched well, they hit well, then all of a sudden they started hitting home runs. Up in San Francisco, the same thing. There's a lot of similarities between the ball club last year and this season, overcoming a lot of adversity last year, similar to this season. So now all of a sudden you see them swinging the bats better, the batting average going up, the runs per game, the ERA has been going down, the starters have been outstanding. That's why you see them play much better baseball right now and closing in on the Texas Rangers.
Well, last year they had to deal offensively with the losses of Torrey Hunter and Vladimir Guerrero for an extended period of time. This year, of course, Kendrick Morales. So the offense is clicking. Right now the pitching is clicking as well. Tonight, Joe Saunders towing the slab and probably coming off what is probably his best start of the season.
Well, he went 9 innings the last time out there, Victor, and he only threw 101 pitches. He was in the strike zone throughout the whole ball game. He didn't strike out a ton of guys, just a couple strikeouts, but the reality is he elevated a fastball when needed. He had that sink fastball also. Changeup was outstanding. His breaking pitch was great, too, and you saw when he had that CG. He's 5-1 in his career in interleague play with an ERA at 2.70. Look for him to go out there, continue to pound the strike zone, and put up another W.
Coming on left-hander today, Saunders going up against Randy Wolf. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. We've got lineups in first pitch. Third.
Brought to you by Howard's, official superstores of Angels baseball. Nobody beats Howard's. By your Southern California Hyundai dealer. Want more MPG? Hyundai has it. And is now the most fuel-efficient car maker in America. And by Shakey's Pizza. Who was the last American League baseball player to win the Triple Crown in 1967? Go to Shakey's.com/trivia. Live shot inside the Big A here in Anaheim. A beautiful sight. It's nice to see all of the red around this ballpark, considering this 14-day road trip. It really was an odyssey. At the Angels were just on. The Angels are presented in spectacular high definition by Time Warner Cable. Halos roll into this with a half game back of the Texas Rangers in the American League West with a 36-30 record. And they return to a place in which they're 3 games over 500. 16-13 here at the Big A, coming off that good homestand. They were 4-2. That was the homestand, unfortunately, where Kendry Morales got hurt.
Yeah, they had back-to-back walk-off home runs. A walk-off grand slam by Kendry Morales, and the very next day, Howie Kendrick hit the walk-off home run. So there's a lot of good fond memories before they went off on that road trip. And, of course, they ended up going 11-3. Difficult road trip, made exceptionally well because the starting pitching was good, the hitting was exceptionally good, and the defense was shored up.
Well, the Angels now in interleague play 4-2 after losing 2 of 3 to St. Louis and sweeping the Dodgers. Interleague action continues with the Milwaukee Brewers in town at the National League Central. Ricky Weeks will lead things off for Ken Maka, Corey Hart in right field, Prince Fielder at first base. Ryan Braun, a California native, 103 home runs in his first 3 seasons. Casey McGee, the DH. Carlos Gomez, formerly of the Twins, is in center field. Craig Counsell, the ageless wonder, at third base. Alcides Escobar at shortstop. And rounding out that starting 9 for Ken Maka, it's George Kataris doing the catching. That starting 9 of the Milwaukee Brewers facing Joe Saunders, coming off a very good start. It looks like even though he said he did not feel like he had his best stuff in that game, we beg to differ.
Yeah, we were commenting during the course of that game with his command of his fastball. He was able to elevate it at 92, 93, but sinking and backing up with that changeup combination. Of course, his slow curveball was good, and so was his slider. I thought he was very good in his last game. He might not have felt great as far as physically, but I'll tell you what, he hit his spots very well.
Let's take a look at the defense behind Joe Saunders tonight. Juan Rivera's in left, Torrey Hunter's in center, Bobby Abreu in right on the infield, Meister Sturis and Eric Ivar on the left side. Howie Kendrick and Kevin Francis making his very first Major League start at first base with Mike Napoli doing the catching. Kevin Francis bounced around everywhere, but getting that first start at first base. But the guy, especially with Joe Saunders on the mound, that will be key with Meister Sturis.
Meister's going to get a lot of ground ball action towards, especially a club as powerful as Milwaukee. They're going to be out in front of some of those sinkers and change-ups away, so they're going to roll over, hit some ground balls to third and to shortstop. So that side of the infield is going to be busy tonight.
The Brewers roll into this one 9 games back. 9.5 games back, pardon me, in the National League Central. Cincinnati Reds leading that National League Central. The Reds are off today. Just 4 games on the schedule. In Major League Baseball, one's already in the books. Cardinals beat the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners and their struggles continue. Playing that game at Busch Stadium. Brewers at 26-37 on the year. Just 11-19 at home at Miller Park. 15-18 out on the road. Joe Saunders' first pitch is a fastball in for a strike. Ricky Weeks, a .259 batting average, 10 home runs on the year, 34 runs batted in. Former first-round pick takes ball 1 outside. Limited to just 37 games last year was Weeks. He had wrist surgery. He was batting .272 with 9 home runs when he had to shut down the rest of his season. 1-1 outside, 2 balls and a strike.
He's a guy that you want to get ahead early and you can finish him off. He strikes out quite a bit. 74 strikeouts and just 259 at bats so far this season. So he has a wide strike zone if you can get ahead. Powerful if you're behind him.
Weeks popping this one up over to Kevin Franzen and foul ground. Having to deal with a warm breeze tonight makes a nice little catch in foul territory, and there's out number 1.
When you're a utility player, you're going to have to play a number of positions. Franzen's played second base so far for the Angels. He's played third base and now at first base tonight. This game, his first career start in the majors at first base.
He was out there before the game today working with Alfredo Griffin. Alfredo standing at second base, firing baseballs at him in the dirt, long hops, short hops, much like he did with Mike Napoli right after the injury to Kendry Morales. There's Fredo.
Where does he work hard with the infielders?
Hart takes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's your prototypical number 2 hitter, Corey Hart. 6'6", 235 pounds.
I say he's a rather tall number 2 hitter.
And one heck of a manly beard as he lays off that one. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Great power, too. 17 home runs on the season. 42 RBI.
Those 17 bombs, best in the National League. 2-1, he swings and pops this one up on the first base side. Franzen is over there. Oh, making it look so easy. 2 outs.
Well, he's played a lot of second base throughout his career, so he's used to that play over there. He was looking around hoping that maybe that Howie would come over and help him out and cut that one off and make a play. Franzen says, I'm going to get him all this inning. Give me another pop-up.
So 2 pop-ups for Joe Saunders here at the top of the first inning. Here's Prince Fielder. Playing in his 249th consecutive game, 2nd all-time in Brewers history. Got off to a slow start this year. Numbers starting to catch up a little bit. 266 with 12 home runs and 24 runs batted in. Bounces this one foul.
He wants every baseball down at him.
He's a machine. Prince coming off the year in which he hit 46 home runs for the Brewers. Led the National League in RBIs with 141. Saunders missing up and away with 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Good location. You saw Mike Napoli setting up, getting out of his crouch position as a catcher to make sure he elevated that fastball. See if he could get Prince Fielder to swing at that pitch.
Went around, says Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire. Prince wants Laz to ask for help, but he doesn't have to. That's the home plate umpire's call. It's a 1-2-3 inning. The end of the bottom of the first. Here's the Big A with no score. Bottom of the first, we take a look at Mike Scioscia starting 9. Halos at 36-30. Have Eric Ibar takes off at shortstop. Meister Asturis at third base. Bobby Abreu's in right. Torrey in center. Hideki Matsui at DH. Howie Kendrick playing second. Juan Rivera, 4 home runs in that last trip. Mike Napoli doing the catching, and Kevin Franzen rounding out the starting 9, facing the left-hander. I guess you can call him at this stage of his career, even though he's just 33 years of age, crafty.
Well, he certainly has had some problem with the fastball so far this season. 85-89 with the fastball and not locating it real well. His curveball, slider, changeup has allowed 15 home runs this season. He'll be a guy, though, he will get you to chase fastballs up and elevate it out of the strike zone. That's just one of his most effective pitches. Then drops that 12-6 curveball on you.
Ibar swinging at the first pitch and skies one into the left field corner. Braun is there and makes the catch for out number one. Eric not wasting any time, jumping on that first pitch. There's out number one as we take a look at the defense for Milwaukee Brewers. Braun in left, Gomez in center, and Hart in right. It's Counsell, Escobar, Weeks, and Fielder from third to first, and George Kottaras doing the catching. There's Meiser Sturis who takes the first pitch strike. Meiser hitting .240. It's just .238 on that road trip. There's that big slow bender. Drops in. No balls, 2 strikes. And the Angels get a man on the hard way.
It's one of the things, it's always been one of my pet peeves as far as that 0-2 pitch. Everyone always thinks you can throw that 0-2 pitch up and in and knock the hitter back. And a lot of times either you get that or that flare over into the infield. I'm always a big believer throwing that fastball off the outside corner, then throwing the 1-2 pitch inside when he's looking out over the plate.
Yeah.
More protect mode. And then, of course, just that negative thought goes in your mind as a pitcher. You're way ahead of the count. Now all of a sudden you got a base runner.
He'll face Bobby Abreu with 1 out, a man at first. Even though Bobby struggled on that road trip last night or yesterday afternoon at Dodger Stadium, went 3 for 4. He'll look at a fastball away. Wolf thought he had a strike on the corner. It's 1-0, and now Laz Diaz apparently explaining it to somebody in the Brewers dugout. If the Angels were ever going to run, this would probably be the circumstance in which they would do so, with George Kottaras behind the plate. Just one base stealer caught. He's 1 for 26 this year.
He's basically relying on Randy Wolf to be able to give him his best opportunity possible. It's always difficult. Randy Wolf has a pretty good move at first.
There's a move. Sturis is back.
If you guess right, going first move, and Randy Wolf is going home, you're going to be successful.
Randy's coming off one of his worst starts, taking a loss against the Cubs in which he allowed 8 runs, all earned on 9 hits and 4 2/3. There's one of those good moves.
Wolf is SoCal native, El Camino Real High School in the Valley. All with Ryan Braun, who went to Granada Hills High School. 2 Valley guys for Milwaukee.
Randy going on to Pepperdine, Ryan going on to the University of Miami. The 1-1. Abreu hard hit to short. Escobar feeds Weeks. Relay on the first. Inning-ending double play. Nothing happening for the Angels or the Brewers. We've got one complete here at the Big A and no score. The smart choice is CarMax. And by Carl's Jr. Charles Royal Black Angus Beef, crispy bacon, and 4 slices of melted cheese on grilled bread. The new grilled cheese bacon burger, only at Carl's Jr. starting at $2.49. Top of the second here at the Big A. Ryan Braun lead things off here against Joe Saunders. Both starters facing the minimum 3. Joe Saunders going 1-2-3, and Randy Wolf getting the help with that double play ball. Ryan Braun hitting .297 on the season with 9 home runs and 40 RBIs. Saunders' first pitch is cut on it. Lifted to right. Bobby is there. One away. Kind of that's what Ichiro knew he was doing that. He's good like that.
Yeah, no question.
Where's out number 1?
I'll tell you what, Milwaukee's up there packing early in the count.
Not afraid.
They're a team with a lot of power. 78 home runs as a team. Another batter here in Gayu, it's home runs also. He has 10 home runs. So they're up there hacking. They want the fastball. They don't want to be behind in the count. They have to hit a breaking pitch in the dirt because they will strike out also as much as they do hit home runs.
Casey McGee had a terrific year last year. Claimed on waivers from the Chicago Cubs. Signed by the Brewers, and all he did was go hit .301, 16 home runs, 66 RBIs, finishing 5th in the voting for National League Rookie of the Year. Waiver claims like that don't come around too often. And he's following up this year with the 10 home runs and 46 driven home. There's a strike, 2-1. Big strike zone today from Laz Diaz compared to the 3 days, really, at Dodger Stadium. We thought all 3 days were kind of tight strike zones. This one's out to shallow center. That is 4 fly ball outs. Time now for the Farmers Insurance True Stories of the game. 5 Angels pitchers combined 26 strikeouts and 17 innings, 1-0 loss to the Brewers. June 8th, 2004. Kelvin Escobar, 11 punches in 8 innings.
26 punch outs. It's a pretty long game, 17 inning ball game.
You think?
1-0 game also.
Carlos Gomez takes the big curveball inside. And be sure to visit farmers.com today to hear more true stories from Farmers customers and to find a SoCal agent near you. Gomez swinging and losing the handle of the bat. 1 ball, 1 strike. The former Minnesota Twin coming over to Milwaukee the offseason in exchange for shortstop J.J. Hardy.
Well, he's the guy, too, that when you look at him, if he just learns to hit the ball on the ground, he could be a very good player. He's a solid center fielder with great range, good arm, runs well, but he just tries to swing too hard too often.
1-2 is popped up behind the plate. This will find the seats.
Got to shorten up his swing. Utilize his speed. When he's hitting fly balls, he's very ineffective that way.
Well, how do you get a guy who seems to be somewhat overmodulated on an everyday basis? And I mean that he seems to be on the go, whether it's at the plate, on the bases, in the outfield, to slow things down.
You just got to get him to believe in hitting the ball on the ground and using your wheels. That's all you can hope for.
That one's popped up. Napoli coming back toward the screen and won't have room.
And the hitting coach, Dale Swain for Milwaukee, he's got to try to convince him line drive, ground ball. There he is right there. Dale was a solid major league hitter. He's a guy who's a line drive type hitter. He's got to get that philosophy across to Carlos Gomez for him to be that type of player. Yes, he can hit a home run on occasion, but too many pop-ups.
Napoli coming back's got to play on this one, and another 1-2-3 inning for Joe Saunders. Got it working here in the early going. Middle of the second, and no score in Anaheim. The second here at the Big A, no score. Halo setting up Hunter, Matsui, and Howie Kendrick against the left-hander Randy Wolf. Torrey at 287 with 10 home runs, 45 runs batted in the midst of a 5-game hitting streak. He'll take a strike. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike against Randy Wolf. Hit a batter, got a double play in the first. Torrey fouling this one off.
Now it's time for Coors Light. Cold, hard blast. No, don't ever try to sneak some cheese by Torii Hunter out over the plate, because this is the result. Reed Johnson, you can't go like Spider-Man and climb the wall and bring that back. Torii Hunter going big fly, number 10 of the season.
Torrey gets jammed here, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Halo's coming off that 11-3 road trip. The second most in club history on a road trip as he puts this one down the left field line. Ryan Braun coming over and makes the running catch. That ball just seemed to hang up forever. Nice job by Braun to track it down. There's out number 1.
Usually a pitch like that, on the hands, it's going to fall down before the left fielder can come across and make that play, especially Ryan Braun's playing deep against Torii Hunter. Just seemed to stay up there long enough, and Braun made a nice play.
So up steps Hideki Matsui, the DH. He had the .269 average, 9 home runs, 39 driven home. Hideki had a very good road trip, getting that power stroke back. At .377 out on the road. Wolf delivers a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. And now for the Hyundai keys to the game.
Don't fall into the Wolf trap. You hear that terminology a lot in basketball, that trap game in which you come home from a very successful long road trip and you feel relaxed. And you also look at Randy Wolf's numbers so far this season. He's given up 15 home runs. Talking about a quality pitcher here who was outstanding last year for the Dodgers. ERA in the low 3s, 11-game winner. So don't think it's going to be an easy task against this Milwaukee club. You've got to play your best baseball to win this first game.
Matsui swings through the 1-2 fastball, and there's out number 2. First strikeout for Randy Wolf. And that'll bring up Howie Kendrick. Brewers coming off, losing 2 of 3 to the Texas Rangers at Miller Park. The one win was on Friday night. See Ken Maka there in his second season at the helm in Milwaukee. Last year 80-82 after 4 years with the Oakland Athletics. The guy who picked up the win on Friday, a youngster by the name of Chris Naverson, will be taking on Yoel Pinheiro on Wednesday afternoon here, that 4 o'clock start. Howie swings and pulls this one into left field. There's a base hit. First hit of the game, and it belongs to Howie Kendrick.
Probably did a nice job of keeping his hands back. Because of the slow curveball, a lot of times when you're out in front, you hit a weak ground ball. Instead, kept back. You see that hesitation of his hips. He was able to lock that front foot through and drive that through the infield. Howard's excellent was to the break of that curveball out in front enough, but able to get himself back, gather enough to get that base hit through the hole.
So the inning stays alive for Juan Rivera. Remember, at the start of that road trip in Kansas City, Juan was in a stretch of 0 for 21 until he hit a home run to snap that string against the Royals. That was the game also. He ended up fouling a pitch off his foot, missing 2 games.
That's some pretty good numbers in his career against Randy Wolf. 11 for 14, including 1 home run.
Throw over, and Howie's back. Juan hitting .308 with the 4 home runs, 8 RBIs on that 14-game trek, at which he raised his batting average up to .242. On a glance down to Dino Ebel. No balls or strike, 2 outs. Hacking away. Anything close. That one just missed off. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike.
The thing is, Juan made that adjustment during the course of that road trip in which he got a base hit to right field. You know, he was going through that slump. He mentioned, 0 for 21. He was trying to pull everything, and they were staying away, so he was making some easy outs. He went the other way. Pitchers took a notice of that, and all of a sudden coming back inside, and that's when that power number, that power swing came back.
There's the off-speed pitch. It's 2 balls and a strike. And that's a pitch that early on he was pulling the trigger on and coming up empty. A little more patient. At least he has shown a little more patience on the trip as he bounces this one to the right side. And there's a base hit. Power rounding second, heading to third. That throw is cut off. Rivera on at first base with a single. Back-to-back hit for 2 outs in the second inning. And the Halos have done as at first and third, have Mike Napoli coming up.
Well, that was the theme of that road trip, too, is the ability to get hits for 2 outs. That first game in Dodger Stadium, they scored all 10 runs with 2 outs. Mike Scioscia would love to see that as a approach out of the hitters. Going the other way. A fastball on the outside part. Juan Rivera hitting to the right field. Next time around, Randy Wolf may go inside, and that's when he's going to be able to turn on it.
Angels trying to keep it rolling from the Dodgers series. They were so successful with men in scoring position in that 3-game sweep, hitting .387 with men in scoring position. Eight games in which they had 10 or more hits overall, raising that overall team batting average up to .260. So Kendrick at third, Rivera over at first, and Napoli in. Mike lays off the breaking pitch. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 for 2 yesterday with a couple of walks, a strikeout, and a 10th home run that he hit in the 8th inning.
That thing was towering, too, in left field at Dodger Stadium. He hit some majestic home runs. He was giving up 10 to right-handed batters this season alone.
A little bit late on that one. Tried to sit back as much as possible. Nice play at the end of the dugout. I believe that's Giovanni Gallardo, one of the starters. Playing the ricochet. In keeping with the theme that pitchers are indeed athletes.
There we go, believer. That's killing you to say it, isn't it? It's killing you.
There's a 1-1. Up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
We were joking with Jared Weaver before the game in the dugout saying, hey, great job on the mound, but the most important thing was you got a hit. He said when he swung at that pitch, he squared around a bunt and did that slap hit. He had no idea where the baseball was. I said, don't say that. You're a pure athlete. He goes, yeah, that is true.
3 balls and a strike now. Kevin Franzen on deck. Napoli lays off that one, and the bases are loaded now for Franzen. That's the first walk issued by Randy Wolf. So Franzen has Kendrick at third base, Rivera at second, Napoli over at first now. Angels this year, a .319 average with the bases loaded, a couple of grand slams. Just 46 ABs for Kevin, .370 average, 3 RBIs. We'll take a strike.
Well, you got to really keep your hands back on that slow 67-mile-an-hour curveball. We've seen a 66, 67, 68 range. To get your timing right. Howie did a very good job as far as trying to keep his timing, get that base hit.
2 balls and no strikes, and that's why at times you'll see, especially from right-handed batters, fastballs fouled late toward that first base dugout. slowing your bat down with that slow breaking pitch, and all of a sudden it's tough to catch up to that 88-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ends up looking like it's 97 or 98.
Time called at the plate. Angels trying to capitalize here. This 2-out rally. Singles by Kendrick and Rivera. And the walk now to Mike Napoli. Franzen lays off, takes a strike, and it's 1-2.
Franzen looks like he's having a tough time timing that slow curveball by Randy Wolf. The big thing is, most hitters go up there looking for fastball. But on Randy Wolf, you see that changeup and curveball slow. You still have time to make that adjustment because the pitch is coming in at such a slow velocity that you can make your hands stay back long enough to be able to hit it hard.
On the ground, and that's a base hit into the corner. Kendrick and Rivera will score. Napoli will be stopped at third base. Franzen in at second with a 2 RBI double. Angels up 2-0.
Just like that, Kevin Franzen once again with that approach going the other way. Another 2-out base hit for the Angels. They try to sneak that fastball, kept his hands back and looked the other way with it. Howard's Exmo will show how he able to keep that bat level through the zone. Head still, even after those 3 slow curveballs in a row, fought that fastball down the right field line for a double.
That ball seemed to die down toward that warning track area. Corey Hart doing a nice job of getting to it. Otherwise, Napoli would have scored as well. Mike's at third with Franzen at second. Here's Ibar with a deep fly ball on the very first pitch that he saw in the first inning, and he'll take a strike. Here's the U.S. Marines, leaders of the game, third in the American League with a .438 average since the 3rd of June. Overall in the month of June, the Angels 10-3. They've pitched well with a 3.47 ERA. They've hit well, a 2.97 average. Ibar fouls this one to the right. Snowball is 2 strikes. So Wolf ahead of the count at 0-2. This is on the ground, sharply hit to short. Escobar throws out Ibar, but the Angels strike first. They get 2 runs on 3 hits. The big one off the bat of Kevin Franzen. 2 complete. Angels up 2-0. Top of the third here at the Big A. It is 2-0 Angels, courtesy of Kevin Franzen. 2 RBI doubled in the bottom of the second, and we're pleased to be joined by James Denton from the Desperate Housewives. Well, thanks. A huge baseball fan. You're a baseball owner, too. Tell us about that.
Well, it's like owning a house. We own a mortgage on a baseball team. But the Orange County Flyers in the Golden League, one of our boys, Nava, hit the grand slam on his first at-bat for the Red Sox last night. He was our MVP 2 years ago. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. Paul Abbott, we were just talking about, as our manager. And, yeah, it's a real thrill.
You've had Phil Nevin there, former Cal State Fullerton guy.
Gary Carter, Hall of Fame catcher. We won the championship with Gary as our manager, so it's been a fun thing to do.
Is that when Gary was actually running his mouth a little bit about the Mets managerial job? Hey, nice job. That's a good hire.
Hey, I got a ring out of it. We got rings out of it, so we were happy, yeah. But Gary did a great job for us, and now he's up at Long Island managing the Ducks, I think.
Yep, he sure is.
Well, you got those guys with that type of experience, major league experience, working with your guys. It's got to be invaluable.
It's great. Yeah, Nevin was great. In fact, he was so good. We didn't win it with Phil, but we got to the playoffs, and then he got a job with the Tigers in Erie, Double-A. And so it's kind of a springboard for managers, too.
All right, you are here to talk about the 2010 Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Game. You're partaking in this. You are, I think by definition now, the veteran of the All-Star Celebrity Circuit. This will be your 6th?
This is my 6th game. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. They bring that nice short fence in, so as long as you drop down and get under it, you should hit a homer or two. But, yeah, Billy Bob Thornton's going to play here this year. We're going to have Tim Salmon and Chuck Finley, and it's a great game. It's going to be on Sunday the 11th.
Torrey Hunter tracking this one down. I'll be out number 1.
I don't want to interrupt baseball with my talking. But, yeah, so it's a really fun Sunday. It's the Futures game is before that. You get to see all the really great prospects on Sunday afternoon. And then, as I said, Finley's going to be here, and Tim Salmon. And then Freddie Lynn always plays. Yeah. Goose Gossage, Ozzie Smith. I got to pitch one year with Ozzie behind me at short. It's a pretty big thrill and really fun for the fans. So hopefully they will get tickets at angelsbaseball.com or at the MLB site.
Well, who's been some of your most memorable teammates or guys you played against in these softball games, All-Star games?
Excuse me. Well, I got to bat with Mark Fidrich pitching at Detroit, which was pretty exciting. Played third base and got a shot from Bo Jackson one year. Almost took my head off. So it's pretty exciting. I got to pitch in Yankee Stadium when the All-Star game was there with the big Josh Hamilton home run derby. I got to pitch in that game to Gary Carter with Molitor behind me and Tony Perez behind me. So, it's a huge thrill. And it's really fun for the fans because you get to see all those guys. Bo Jackson is going to play this year here in Anaheim. And the last time the All-Star game was here in '89, he was the MVP. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of cool, too. So a lot of really big stars on Sunday.
Yeah, I remember that spot right out there in dead center field where Bo Jackson. I was in that game, and I was like, oh, that sound. I was down in the bullpen, and the sound of that baseball off Bo Jackson's bat was insane.
He's something else. So it's going to be a really great turnout of legends and celebrities, so hopefully people will come out.
All right, I think everyone knows that you're a huge, huge baseball fan. You're a baseball nut, junkie, whatever you want to say, but from the standpoint of falling in love with the game, when did that happen for you?
I'll be honest, it happened to me. I was a pretty decent athlete. I went to college on a basketball scholarship, but I could never hit a baseball. And so baseball became my favorite sport because it's so hard. So as an adult, I became more and more of a fan, and it's like so many people, you get into the numbers and the history of it, and it just snowballs. And so we're lucky enough to buy this team the last couple of years, and try to come out to a lot of Angel and Dodger games, and it's exciting.
Escobar putting one into left field. He's got good speed. Rivera drops it, and that will allow Escobar to advance to second base. I think Escobar was going to stop it first. The first base runner for the Milwaukee Brewers comes here in the third inning.
So you go to a lot of games. Who would be your team that you were growing up at? Who was your favorite ball club?
I grew up with the Braves because I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee. So we used to always listen to the Braves games on the radio. Milo Hamilton during the Hank Aaron era. So that was really, really exciting. They weren't very good, but we had the Hank Aaron story at the time. So that was great. But Nashville doesn't have a team, so it's either the Reds or Cardinals or Braves. But, yeah, whatever you could pick up on Clear Channel AM, laying in bed at night. Yeah. I'm sure you guys did the same thing.
Yeah. When did the Nashville Sounds leave there?
No, we do have the Sounds.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, so in fact, they are the Brewers farm team.
Perfect. This one rolled into the corner for a double. Escobar scores. Gutierrez getting an RBI two-bagger, his 16th RBI of the year.
Now, some of these guys were in Nashville over the last few years. Chris Capuano, a pretty good story. Mm-hmm. Lefty for the Brewers, pitched great at Nashville this year, and he's back after two Tommy Johns. And they're pitching pretty well. That's a good story.
It's a nice ballpark there. I went through there. It used to be at that point was in Double-A.
Yep. Of course, that southern leg, which is a difficult leg.
Really cool that time of the year. Yeah.
The guitar scoreboard.
It's
right?
crazy, gigantic. It's still there.
It's still
it
there.
hasn't changed a bit. They keep trying to renovate it, but it's kind of got a good nostalgic feel. But it'd be great to have a big league team there, but first things first, I guess. Minor league.
Back to the top of the order with Ricky Weeks now up. It's 2-1 Angels. Brewers getting one back here in the third inning. The first base runners that Saunders is allowed. This Escobar getting credit for doubles. So back-to-back doubles for Milwaukee. Weeks 0 for 1. He popped out in his first plate appearance. How's Desperate Housewives treating him?
You know, we're just really lucky to still be there. We're going into season 7, which is unheard of these days. So it's really exciting. We're very fortunate, and all the women are still there, and we're in renegotiations now. So it's a little bit like a baseball team where we just hope we get all the women back. But it looks like we'll get a couple more years out of it, and get these kind of fringe benefits. I mean, it's been really a great thing for me to get to meet baseball players and throw out first pitches, and you just try to take advantage of those kind of jobs. Because soon enough, we'll be off the air and nobody will take my calls. So for right now, I'm going to go out and pitch to Gary Carter at Yankee Stadium and come to All-Star Weekend in a few weeks here at Angel Stadium.
Well, that stress of throwing out that first pitch, man, it doesn't seem like it's a lot further away than you think when you get on that mound to throw that ball.
I don't know if you saw, but I threw the high heat. And Ron Renicky was nice enough to catch it for me, and I told him, I'm not going to bounce it. And thank God he was able to jump up and catch it, because anything but bouncing it is good. It's a pretty big thrill to just be out on the field.
Ibar has to get rid of it quickly. Weeks is retired. There is out number 2. All right, I got to ask you, what about storylines? I mean, can you write in the fact that you perhaps as perhaps somehow get some sort of an inheritance and then you buy a baseball team on the show?
I know. We try to do that. You always try to work in things that are fun for you, but so far they've just made me like a painkiller addict and a cop killer. It's like, can we just do something that's a little more attractive? My character has become a little less attractive over the years, but yeah, it'd be fun to work some baseball in somehow, because they know what a big fan I am. The only time I get off all year is I beg off for All-Star Weekend, because the Fan Fest too, for anybody that cares about baseball at all, Fan Fest, which is going to be at the Convention Center, is such a huge thrill. The players you can meet, Cal and Bill Ripken are always there, but just the memorabilia and the exhibits. Fan Fest is something a lot of people don't know about with All-Star Weekend. I know I sound like I'm really pitching it, but it's my favorite thing. I'll go 2 or 3 times when it's here, and people locally should try to get by Fan Fest, because it's a great baseball exhibit.
All right, that's one storyline. Another one would be, is there any way of working in the traveling gnome on Desperate Housewives? This little guy right here.
My favorite thing is he's
15 and 4.
He's got a logo on his rear end.
Yes, he does.
I shouldn't touch him if he's 15 and 4.
15 and 4.
He made it that entire long road trip, 14-game road trip.
Yeah, I know. It's an honor to be in the booth with the gnome.
Well, as we all are. It's an honor every day.
It makes me the 4th most talented guy in the booth. In the booth with the gnome and you two.
You think we can get Terry Hatcher to make out with the gnome with Saunders?
You know what? We absolutely could.
Yeah.
And that might be worth it. If you let me take it to set, if you would entrust me with it, I'll get a shot at Terry making out with the gnome.
That would be awesome.
I promise I'll do it. I'll do it. Yeah.
Is that her type of guy right there? Short, stubby, white beard? Got a Santa fetish, perhaps?
She's got a Kris Kringle thing. I don't know. I'll ask her. Hopefully she's watching. Terry, please don't have me fired. Victor's joking. You can do much better than the yard.
That's what you think. I'm not joking. I'm just kidding. Saunders in a little bit of trouble here with runners at first and third. I think James is in a little bit of trouble in talking about the gnome. Sorry to put you in a hot spot.
Well, we'll get back to the Fan Fest. See if we can get through the Fan Fest. And there's a lot of Hall of Famers will be at that Fan Fest also, and the Convention Center, all this fun activities for the All-Star Weekend.
Oh, yeah. The guys are really receptive and very accessible for signing and for meeting people. Ernie Banks is always great. Goose Gossage, Raleigh Fingers. As I said, Freddie Lynn, they're all going to be here. Bo Jackson, that's just the list we all have confirmed.
Yeah.
And then it will grow in the next couple of weeks. So anybody that cares about baseball, it's a really exciting weekend. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's my favorite weekend of the year.
Well, we certainly appreciate your time, and thanks for stopping by, and thanks for putting up with us and my stupid questions.
Oh, no, you can't.
Just trying to break it up.
Oh, no, it's really fun. I'm afraid I brought some bad luck. Joe Saunders is going to hate me now.
No,
I don't know
not
what's
at all.
going on out there.
No, it's
He'll
just
get
too
through
wide.
it. He'll get through it
We
right.
found something to laugh about. He's going to get Fritz right here.
Well, we will ask you to be the first. We're going to start this autograph wall back here behind us. You're going to be the first guy to sign that wall.
This is some kind of joke. isn't
No,
it?
No.
dead serious. Why would I joke about
Before I came up, I was like, let's see if we can get him to sign the wall.
No.
This is going to be hysterical.
that? Yeah, on the heels of let's talk about Terry Hatcher in the No. Yeah, I scripted this whole thing out. I'm trying to break into Hollywood.
All right, I'll sign it. Just whatever. Just Terry, please don't get me fired.
James, we really appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
Great to see you. Thanks a
lot.
lot,
of fun.
man.
We'll see you at All-Star Weekend.
Can't wait. Looking
Thanks,
forward
man.
to it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, swing hard, just in case you hit it.
Absolutely.
All
Always
right.
do.
We're looking
All right,
for the big fly out of you, man. Home run.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Prince Fielder with a 3-1 count. And 2 outs and runners at first and third. Here's 3-1. That is outside, so Saunders now with the bases loaded. Mike Butcher's going to come out and pay a visit.
Well, it's manning of the fastball for Joe. Not going away from him. Getting underneath, dropping the elbow, elevating that fastball.
There he is, James Denton, signing the wall. He's signing it, Terry Hatcher and the Gnome. No, I'm just kidding. That's beautiful. Only on an Angels broadcast will that happen.
That's perfect. That's awesome.
Thanks, James.
Thanks,
Take care,
James.
bud. Mike Butcher back in the dugout. Kataris at third base, Corey Hart at second, and Prince Fielder at first. He's got a very dangerous hitter in Ryan Braun at the plate. Hit a fly ball to right field the second inning. Boy, Joe started this game retiring the first 7 in a row. Just trying to get out of the third as that pitch is a strike.
Well, the majority of those outs, too, were fly balls, weakly hit. All of a sudden, it kind of fell apart for Joe, but still an opportunity to get through this and still have the lead.
.26 pitch inning thus far for Joe. 0-1. In tight. See the defense, especially the outfield, straight up against Braun. He's got good power at all fields. And that is skied out to center field, hit well. Torrey's back at the wall. Grand slam for Ryan Braun. It's 5-2 Brewers.
Well, we talked about Milwaukee with all kinds of power. You make a mistake, they've hit a lot of fly balls. Pitches were up in his zone, but when they center that baseball, there's a good chance it's getting out. See that first pitch, fastball in the inside corner at 91. Backed it up with another fastball off the inside part of the plate, then tried to throw a changeup. It's got too much of the plate. It was down, but over the middle part of the plate. Center field for that grand slam for Ryan Braun.
And perhaps a precursor to this inning. All of the fly ball outs early on, meaning leaving pitches up. A lot of fly ball outs the first couple of innings, including Braun's first debut. He picks up the grand slam, 4th grand slam hit by the Brewers this year.
When you talk about when Joe runs into any problem at all, he cuts across that fastball where you see the arm not getting out in front of the front leg. It's going across his body. Cut action on a lot of his fastballs. Like that one right there. He cut across his body instead of getting out in front. And when your wrist gets out there in front, you can sink that fastball in the outside corner.
Braun's 3rd career grand slam, and Casey McGee putting one out to left field, and Juan Rivera makes a shoestring catch to end the 3rd inning. But the Brewers come back. They score 5, including Braun's grand slam. They lead it 5-2. by Joe Saunders at the top of the inning, and now it's just time for the Angels to respond with some crooked numbers. Down 5-2, and Meister Sturis takes strike one. Angels setting up 2, 3, and 4. Sturis, Abreu, and Hunter here against Randy Wolf, who has 1 strikeout and 1 walk. 1 hit batter. That was Meister back in the first.
Well, time and time again in this successful road trip, the Angels came back and they responded when a pitcher gave up some runs. So this is a big inning for the Angel hitters. They're right back in the game. Make Randy Wolf and the Brewers think they're not comfortable as far as having this lead right now.
And this one's out towards center field. Here comes Carlos Gomez, makes the running catch. Terrific speed by the Brewers center fielder. There's out number 1.
He has a great, quick first step at center field position. He can go in on a baseball and go back on a baseball as well as any center fielder in the game. And a very, very strong arm.
Bobby Abreu rolled out into a double play in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Wolf missing just a tad outside. Two balls and no strikes. Couldn't ask for a better night for baseball. Other than the score right now, but still early.
He's got to get some base runners. Again, we've mentioned a number of times, Randy Wolf has given up 15 home runs this season.
Bobby way ahead of the count.
I've yet to see Bobby swing 3-0. So more than likely he's going to take 3-0 and even 3-1 if he has to get on base.
And there's ball 4. Second walk issued by Randy Wolf. Gets a man on for Torrey Hunter. Hey fans, it's one night away. Tomorrow night, all fans in attendance will receive a free Angels fedora hat courtesy of Yokohama. Great seats still available, so don't miss out. Visit angelsbaseball.com today. Good looking lid.
I can't wait. Well, with their Angel jersey on. And some licorice. Very good for you.
It's fat free. So they say. Torrey Hunter hit a fly ball to left field. His first time up. Swings and misses on that slow breaking pitch.
He's definitely gotten hot in the month of June, which is customary for Torrey Hunter. That slow curveball, though, he's going to be forced to have to go the other way, right center field, to go keep the hands back long enough. And that slow curveball. Randy Wolf probably won't try to sneak too many fastballs.
Torrey fouling this one off to the right. I was just going back through my scorebook here, looking at that 5-run inning. I was thinking to myself, I can't remember the last time a team had scored at least five runs in an inning. Back on May 21st with the St. Louis Cardinals. That was that Brad Penny game, in which Brad Penny did a bit of a slam. Coming off the open yellow.
Well, if you're Joe Saunders right now, you got to think in mind, okay, I made some mistakes in that inning. If I could throw up a couple zeros in a row, allow the offense to get rolling again. So many great pitchers have won games in which they've started out where they've given up 4 or 5 runs early in the ball game. It's the good ones that can find a way to stay deep in the ball game and let the offense come back for them. Remember Jack Morris doing that a lot, or Dave Stewart was with Oakland. Listen, if you have the confidence in your offense to come back, if you can put up some zeros and not be too frustrated by what you've done in the past and move forward, you can get some wins out of that.
0-2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Going with a fastball there. Bobby with a pretty good lead over at first base. Trying to get him to chase that off-speed pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Thing that Randy Wolf will try to do, though, with Matsui on deck against Torrey Hunter, he'll try to throw the fastball above the letters. He likes to throw the curveball, but he will try to elevate a fastball, too. If he feels that he's got a hitter looking down, looking for a breaking pitch. Pickoff sign to first base. That sign right there given in from the manager to the catcher. He's going to throw a slider here, try to go down and in with it.
Lays off of that. They wanted appeal. He did not go. This is Angel Campos. Quite tough pitch to lay off of. You've seen a bevy of pitches on the outside part of the plate, those fastballs and change. It's all of a sudden that slider down and in, or that big hard curveball, whatever you want to call it, slurves, and he lays off of it.
That's when you know you're going well, if you can track that baseball, because if you're struggling, you're swinging at that pitch almost every single time.
So a full count with 1 out. Abreu does not go, and Torrey takes down low, and it's back-to-back walk. What a nice at-bat, or plate appearance in this case, by Torrey Hunter drawing the walk.
Nothing gets the manager more upset when your offense goes down and gives you 5 runs in the top of the inning, then you have your pitcher walk 2 hitters already in this inning. To allow the Angels to feel 1 swing of the bat, they're tied up once again. For Matsui land.
Hideki, a strikeout victim in the second. The only punch out that Wolf has recorded in this one. He's issued 3 walks. Breaking ball is in for a strike.
Well, the percentage of pitches Randy Wolf has thrown as far as curveball, sliders, and changeup in this game has been much more so than his fastball. Fastball, the hardest one he's thrown so far at 90 miles an hour, and that was an elevated fastball. Slowest pitch, that slow curve at 65. Pretty good job of separating between the fastball and the curveball.
Matsui out towards left center field. Gomez moving back on it, reaches up, comes up with a nice catch. Abreu will stay at second base. That ball just kept rising and riding out towards center field, and the speed of Carlos Gomez tracks it down for out number 2.
Well, he's shown he can come in on a baseball, made a nice play running in, starting the inning against Stersman, going back on that well hit ball by Matsui. Just want to show this pitch right here. Break it pitch, spinning out over the plate. Matsui centered it up very well. Well, he's got some strong wrists and forearms to be able to hit the ball like that. And Gomez running back has to reach up and make a very good play.
Here's Howie Kendrick with 2 outs and 2 on. Takes a strike. Howie had a base hit. They got the rally started in the second inning. Angels scoring those 2 runs to take a 2-0 lead. Oh, and 2 now.
Remember that last at bat when Howie got that base hit, same thing, he had to try to stay back long enough. He had to hitch in his swing, slowed himself down and hit that ball through the hole. That time he couldn't slow down his swing. Out of the zone on that one, in the dirt.
That one got him. So they're loaded up, trying to come inside with that fastball. Same type of deal. Back in the second inning when he hit Meister Sturz.
Boy, fastball inside. Oh, he wears it off that shoulder. Just want to show how that four-seam fastball gets him, then hits Guitarist right in his leg also.
Well, Wolf came into this game having hit nobody this year. He's plucked 2 thus far. Perhaps the difference of pitching in the National League versus the American League, trying to establish inside. We saw that yesterday with the struggles of Carlos Monasterios for the Dodgers.
And Eli did it the game before. The inability to be able to pitch inside, staying away, stayed away, stayed away. You're going to eventually have hitters look out over the plate and drive the ball well. You have to pitch inside. I'm sure that's what Peterson's been talking to him in between starts to try to get him back on track. He was arguably the most consistent starter for the Dodgers last year because he was able to pitch inside and then utilize his secondary pitches.
Well, they pitched so good last year that the Brewers signed him to a 3-year deal through 2012 with an option for 2013. And the Angels have an opportunity here to strike right back. Down 5-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Juan Rivera, who's got 3 career grand slams. He had a base hit to right and a run scored in the second. Good speed on the bases. Abreu, Hunter, and Kendrick over at first. Here's the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, it's amazing when you walk 2 batters and hit a batter, all of a sudden that pitch right on the corner you don't get. And all of a sudden now you're in a perfect fastball count. Juan's got to keep his hands back. A finesse pitcher loves to throw something off speed in this count, 2-0.
And that is floated out to right field. It's going to hang up for Corey Hart and make the catch. Not the type of swing you want to see on 2-0, but he fooled Rivera. The Angels leave him loaded through 3. Halos down 5-2. Five to 2. Take a look at our Lexus Pursuing Perfection, Gilby.
Oh, that great series for the Angels against the Dodgers. Pinheiro with the CG 10-1 beatdown. Fuentes getting a save there. A couple saves in that series with that ground ball that finished off yesterday. We're getting close, 6-5. Well, a great job by the Angels against their heated rival, the Dodgers, winning all 3 games.
Hey, Joe Saunders to bounce back here in the 4th, facing Carlos Gomez, Craig Counsell, and Alcides Escobar. Escobar started things off with a double with 1 out in the 3rd inning, followed by the Guitarist double. And then, of course, later on, the grand slam by Ryan Braun. Gomez popped up at foul ground. Squares the butt, takes that pitch in the dirt. Saunders now at 55 pitches. Both guys, both left-handers, have thrown over 55 pitches in this game. We play here in the 4th inning. Gomez lines one out to center field. It will hang up for Torrey Hunter, who will make the run and catch. And there is out number 1.
Well, one thing you see the baseball carrying over. It was a warm day here in SoCal, so the baseball will start to carry more when you have warmer weather at night. So even that ball by Matsui hit it well, but that nearly got over Gomez's head, which would have been a huge hit. At that point, would have at least made it 5-4.
So here's Counsell, who skied one out to Torrey Hunter to lead off that 3rd inning. So he's 0 for 1. He'll ground one over to short. Nice little skimmer picked up by Ibar, and there is out number 2. So with 2 outs, the base is clear. That'll bring up Alcides Escobar. And on behalf of Mark Kubica and the entire television crew, we'd like to wish a very happy birthday to radio broadcaster Terry Smith. Terry working hard as always with Jose Mota, Darren Chan.
Birthday boy.
Birthday boy. How about that?
Well, I've known Terry for a long, long time. Happy birthday, Terry.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, that's perfect. Look at Terry. Happy birthday.
Boy, I'll dare him to eat it. Take one bite on the air.
That'd be perfect.
You know, Mota's all over that.
Oh, he's ready.
He'll take one big bite. Is this a little serenade?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
This one bunted up the 3rd base line, and that is foul.
Jose's going to make sure they can't get away from Terry.
DC who's going to crush that thing. With 2 outs, that thing will not last.
Darren's the best.
Escobar with that double in the 3rd inning, scored a run. And he'll sky one out to left center field. Long run out there for Torrey Hunter. And he'll make the grab. So 1-2-3 inning for Joe Saunders. We head to the bottom of the 4th with the Brewers up 5-2.
High-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit at AT&T.com or call 1-800-PIC-AT&T for details. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com.
Bottom of the 4th here at the Big A. Brewers up 5-2 in the first of a 3-game series. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock start. Urban Santana getting to start against Dave Bush. Then Wednesday afternoon, that's a 4 o'clock start on Wednesday. Chris Naverson against Yoel Pinheiro. And an off day for the Angels. This 3-game series will wrap up at 19 straight for the Angels on their schedule. Napoli bounces one right back to Randy Wolf. There's out number 1. We'll take a look at our AT&T trivia question tonight. Napoli now 0 for 1 with a walk. Which Angels player was voted the 1982 ALCS MVP despite losing to the series to Milwaukee? I know this because I was in Milwaukee. It's the only reason I know it. Crushed. Heartbroken. I hate that stadium. Glad it's gone.
Oh, there's no doubt. I'm glad. So many fond memories of pitching in that ballpark.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just a little bitter.
Facing Harvey's wallbangers?
Oh, I was tired of facing Cecil Cooper, Ben Ogilvy, of course, Robin Yount, Paul Molitor. Yeah, just a few of those guys. A lot of fun. I was getting locked up against Teddy Higuera all the time, too. That guy could pitch back in his day. I did not know that trivia question. I'm trying to think 82.
Franz and out towards right center field. Interesting route there by Carlos Gomez, but he tracks it down with his speed. And there are 2 outs here at the bottom of the 4th.
See how that baseball continues to carry well here at night. Unusual here at the Big A. Generally known at night to be a very pitcher-friendly ballpark.
And that's one of those things, too, especially in interleague play when you get teams that, like Gomez should know this place. He played for the Minnesota Twins. But you get guys that haven't been here in a while or have never been here trying to get adjusted to how the ball travels. The crowd is push bunt. Randy Wolf flips it over to Prince, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for both Saunders and Wolf. 4 in the books. Brewers still up. That beautiful night as we go back to our AT&T trivia question. Which Angels player voted the 82 ALCS MVP despite the loss to Milwaukee? And of course none other than Fred Lynn.
That's a pretty good batting average.
Yeah.
6'11", think. Seeing the ball pretty well.
9-1-2 due up for the Beer Makers. Guitars, Weeks, and Hart. Guitars had to double. Brought home Escobar in the 3rd. 16th RBI. Former Boston Red Sox. Personal catcher to Tim Wakefield.
Well, how much fun must that have been?
Oh,
trying
absolutely.
to catch a knuckleball.
At least you knew you were getting to play every 5th day.
It's like a starting pitcher.
With the captain. 1-2. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 82 series, winning the first 2 in Anaheim, then losing 3 straight. Long gone are the days of the best of 5 series. For the better, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Except for, of course, in division play. Full count. And he lays off with that, and that's a walk. So Saunders got ahead 0-2 and ends up walking the catcher, Guitars. Hey, if you're looking for a great value, look no further than the Angels Friends and Family Fun Pack presented by JetBlue. 4 game tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 soft drinks for just $44. The next Friends and Family Fun Pack game is tomorrow night, so purchase your Family Fun Pack today at angelsbaseball.com. Ricky Weeks steps to the plate now with nobody out and a man on. He's 0 for 2. He's popped out and grounded out. Oh, 1 pitch to Weeks, and he fouls that one straight back. Weeks, a former first-round pick back in 2003. Tantalized a lot of folks with the average, some of the power that he showed early on in his career, but of course limited to that 37 games last year with the wrist injury. Saunders bounces back and gets him for out number 1.
The strikeout has been the Achilles heel for Ricky Weeks, a guy that has the ability at time to stay away from swinging the pitches out of the zone or taking a pitch in which he should be swinging at.
Hart fouling this one back. He's 1 for 2 with a pop-up, a single, and a run scored. And all of a sudden, when you started looking at that National League Central with the way the Reds have played, the Cardinals winning tonight, trying to keep pace with Cincinnati. Cincinnati's off. And the Brewers 9.5 back. Not necessarily out of it, but you're getting close to it, especially when you have so many teams ahead of you that you've got a leapfrog. That these names, Corey Hart, Prince Fielder, perhaps some veteran guys in the bullpen. Troy Hawkins on the 60-day DL, but would have been. You start hearing their names all of a sudden surface as to guys that might be available come the trade deadline.
When you came into the season, you thought this was going to be a club that was going to be competitive.
Now, with off the glove of Saunders, everyone's going to reach.
That's one of those baseballs hit back up the middle as a pitcher. You think it's hit harder than it really is, and you reach up. Time to make that play, but hits off your glove. There's no way the infielder's going to be able to react and get it out.
Infield single for Corey Hart.
Off the end of the bat. Boy, Joe's frustrated because he knew he had that play. Joe's very solid as far as fielding his position.
Hart now 2 for 3 with that single. Prince Fielder, a strikeout victim of the first, walked and scored at the third. The 1-0 pitch is just down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Ryan Braun on deck with the damage back in the 3rd inning. When the fielder's name comes up, it's analyzing because he is just 26 years of age. He takes a strike here, and it's 2-1. It's 3 balls and a strike. 80 pitches for Saunders. Action in the Angels bullpen. Trevor Bell is up and loosening now.
Well, you put yourself in a tough position, Joe Saunders has, by going behind an account again against a very good hitter with tremendous power. In Prince Field at 3-1, you're going to get a fastball, lefty versus lefty. That's what you want. You're a left-handed hitter.
Ibar snuck in behind Guitars at second base, looking for that pickoff. Saunders just stared at him. Ended up stepping off. He and Napoli discussing the strategy here at 3 balls and a strike. The Brewers with 5 runs on 5 hits. They've left nobody on base. The Angels, a couple of runs, 3 hits, an error, and they've stranded 5. Back up the middle. Ibar played perfectly. Touches second, fires the first, inning-ending double play. Middle of the 5th, here's the big A. Brewers still up 5-2. Five-2 Brewers here in the bottom of the 5th. Angels sending up 2, 3, and 4. The Stewart, Abreu, and Hunter here against Randy Wolf, who had a 1-2-3 inning in the 4th inning. He struck out 1 guy. He has walked 3 and hit 2 batters. Meister being one of them. He'll take a strike. Meister hit the 2-2 pitch in the 3rd inning into center field. It was caught by Gomez. So 1-0 for 1 night. One. That is fouled back.
They just need some base runners. It's still a major part of this game. If you keep putting pressure on Randy Wolf, make that doubt trickle in his mind. He's struggled with that this whole season.
Reaching for that one, and right over to Escobar, who's got a terrific arm and retires the Asturias for out number 1. Hey, just a reminder to go to FoxSportsWest.com to vote for the Angels' top memorable moment that you'd like to see replayed here on Fox Sports West. So 1 away for Bobby Abreu. Bobby 0 for 1 with a double play and a walk. A couple of former teammates facing each other. As Abreu takes on It's 2 balls and no strikes. Andy Wolf coming up with the Philadelphia Phillies, getting to the big leagues in '99. Had a 16-win season in 2003 for the Phils.
Made the All-Star team that year.
Two balls and a strike. Went to the Dodgers in 2007. San Diego and then Houston in 2008. The Astros made an offer to him in that offseason. As Bobby pulls this one over to first. Prince has got it. Flips the Wolf, and there are 2 outs. Believed to be in the 3-year range. The Astros, because of the economic situation at that time, had to pull the offer off the table. It was no slap. I mean, everything was above board and no hard feelings. Randy understood it. They pulled that deal off the table. And Randy ended up signing a deal with the Dodgers last year. Went 11-7, 323, and he gets rewarded this year with the Brewers with a 3-year deal himself. Torrey shows bunt, takes a down low for ball 1.
And he's a very tough pitcher when he commands that fastball in the strike zone, but then he can expand his zone with his changeup and a slow curveball. When he's forced into a fastball count, that's when the most troubles have been for him with those amount of home runs he's given up this season. 5 against lefties, 10 against right-handed batters.
He'll be 34 in August. Torrey, hard hit to short. Escobar's got it. That's another 1, 2, 3 inning. Wolf retired the last 7 in a row since that bases loaded jam in the 3rd. Milwaukee's still up.
It's time for the Coors Light Freeze Can. McGahee thinks he's got a base hit, maybe a gapper, but Juan Rivera making the shoestring catch. What a play in the alley. Juan Rivera, great catch. That was our Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Top of the 6th inning, Milwaukee's up 5-2. Braun, McGee, and Gomez here against Joe Saunders. He worked his way out of that 5th inning with a double play ball. Delivers a fastball up and away for ball 1. Braun 1 for 2. Fly to right and a grand slam in the 3rd. His 3rd career slam. Saunders falling behind at 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-1. 3 balls and no strikes. Time now for the One West Bank One Person One Play. Brought to you by One West Bank, one person at a time.
Ryan Braun. All that power was him. That was a changeup off the outside part of the plate. Dead center.
That's a pretty good poke. Up into the rocks.
On a changeup? That's a pretty good bat speed.
Full count now. Mentioned only 4 games in Major League Baseball today. Cardinals beating the Mariners 8-3 earlier. Braun skies this one down into the right field corner. Brave to his left, puts it away. There's out number 1. The Blue Jays leading San Diego 4-2. That game at the bottom of the 5th down at Petco. The Giants beating the Baltimore Orioles 6-1. That game in the 5th. Being played at AT&T Park. Juan Samuel still the interim manager there of Baltimore. Everyone else idle. Casey McGee takes a fastball away. 0 for 2 night for him. A couple of fly ball outs. The Cardinals with their win pick up a half game on the idle Reds. They're now 1 back in the Central. The Mariners with their loss, with the Rangers idle, now 11 and a half back in the West.
See McGee just looking for that fastball.
Pulls this one down the left field line, and it's foul. Count even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And now that off-speed pitch now, if you look at that sinker, stay on top of that pitch and go to the outside part of the plate. It should be an effective pitch. Shake it off. He's going to go with a fastball inside.
Oh no. Man down. No, nobody saw you, dude. Hustle back over.
He didn't fall into field of play.
I don't know what you're talking about. Full count.
And now a slow curveball to make it 3-2. Fastball finally on that outside part of the plate.
This one's fouled off into the seats. So the count remains at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And why not? It's an effective pitch because if you have a hitter tracking a changeup on the outside corner or even a slow curveball, he's going to think you're coming back inside. But if you can hit your spot on the outside, he's going to have time to be able to react and even put that in play. With the changeup.
Out toward right center field. Torrey chasing this one down. Reaches up off his glove and over the fence, a home run. Right over the Saunders bobblehead sign. It is 6-2 Milwaukee.
Well, you can see on the baseball, it continues to drift and drift into warmer air tonight. A changeup. McGee got enough of it to get it back to the wall. Torrey jumps up and it goes off his glove, off the top of the wall, and out of the ballpark for a home run.
11th home run of the year for McGee. 47th RBI.
Well, that's a big run, too, for the Brewers. Smo will show Torrey getting back, jumping up. Middle of his glove also. It even popped out before he ran into the wall.
Just one of those nights. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Carlos Gomez. With action going in the Angels bullpen, Trevor Bell was up in the 5th. Back up here in the 6th. 2-2. Full count. It's all 3 batters here in the 6th inning. 3-2 count for Saunders. And he got him looking. Down goes Gomez. There's out number 2.
Throws him with a fastball in the inside corner. Cut across that pitch again. Nice job, though, by Mike Napoli framing that pitch. Getting Laz Diaz to call that on the inside corner.
Craig Counsell takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Brewer, third baseman, is 0 for 2. Fly to center, the ground ball is short.
Amazing, though. He scored 2 World Series ending runs, one with Florida and one with the Diamondbacks.
Been around a long time, the 39-year-old. Notre Dame. The 1-2. Just missed inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. On the bottom of the 6th inning, you see Casey McGee there hit the home run off the glove of Torrey Hunter. The Angels will have Matsui, Kendrick, and Rivera. Counsell bounces this one foul. They'll do it up against the left-hander Randy Wolf, who quietly retired 7 in a row. That was that. It started with that stretch of 7 in a row with Juan Rivera. 2-0 count with the bases loaded in the 3rd inning and 2 outs. Got a changeup. He hit the fly ball to right field, and from that point forward, Randy Wolf has kind of settled in. As Counsell bounced this one off the left.
And that play, too, by Juan Rivera was a changeup. It was up. Didn't look like he really wanted to make that commitment to swing at it. Hit it to right field. It's caught out by Hart in right field, but the reality was when you're ahead of the count, he's looking fastball. They said a lot of times when a veteran pitcher, a lefty, doesn't overthrow the fastball too often, we'll throw a changeup in that spot and get hitters out in front. And all of a sudden, Randy Wolf has settled in. Now he's throwing that slow curveball. He's spotting the fastball. He's pitching inside effectively at times.
More than likely the last inning for Joe Saunders. This will be the 28th pitch, and it's down low. 28th pitch of this inning. 109 overall. And a 3-2 count.
Eight full counts and 3 ball counts for Joe Saunders.
Counsell popping this one foul.
And what that tells you, that Joe doesn't feel real comfortable with his mechanics or his stuff in particular tonight. Trying to hit the corners. Joe has very good stuff. A very good fastball that can get up there in the low 90s with sink action, good changeup, curveball, slider. But he's not as effective like most pitchers aren't when you're not around the zone on a consistent basis.
And he walked it. Here comes Mike Scioscia. That's going to be it for Joe Saunders. The department 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 runs allowed, and Counsell belonging to him. Trevor Bell will be called upon to get out of this 6th inning, put the Angels in the dugout and get back to hitting. Pitching change, the first of the night. Angels still down.
box to get a Soccer Jack antenna ball for only $1 plus tax. And by Toyota. Get a great deal on Toyota's full line of hybrid and fuel-efficient vehicles at your Toyota dealer today.
Back out here at the Big A, Trevor Bell takes over now for Joe Saunders with 2 outs and Counsell over at first base. 12th game of the year for Trevor, a 1-1 mark at 4.20 ERA. Trevor hasn't pitched since the Oakland series, going 1 inning and striking out 2. That was Thursday's game, the 6-1 A's victory. There goes Counsell. The pitch, the breaking ball in for a strike. To throw down is, looked like it was in time. John Hurstpick was going to ring him up, but the ball came out of Howie's glove.
Slide in there, jarred the ball loose. It was a quick throw by Napoli, but in the dirt. Howie scooped it, and as the tag was applied, it knocked out the very end. He was going to ring him up.
Well, second time in this inning, the ball's popped out of gloves.
Well was showed. Ball and glove before the slide was in there by Counsell. Would have been out. Said now another runner in scoring position.
Bell immediately looking down for the mound area, perhaps the landing spot. You got a couple of left-handers out there, and Saunders and Wolf, and now you got a first right-hander out there. El City's Escobar, the shortstop, 1 for 2. A double with a run scored to the third. A fly ball to center the fourth. And he drove it pretty good out to right center. This one shot into right field, a base hit. Counsell's going to be waved around. The throw from Bobby Abreu to Napoli. Short hop, Napoli got him. Strong throw from Bobby Abreu. And an even better play by Mike Napoli at the plate. Do or die with the short hop, gets Counsell.
Well, that was not an easy play by Mike Napoli. Not to be able to catch it and then apply the tag all in one sweep. Great throw, but great catch.
Sixth inning, just going back to yesterday's game for Hideki Matsui, swinging a very hot bat. That was the base hit. This is that sliced double down the left field line. And he followed this one up with a single to right field off Jeff Weaver that scored Bobby Abreu. Continuing to get hot and hit the ball hard his last time up against Randy Wolf, but he's got an 0 for 2 showing as he starts the bottom of the sixth inning with the Angels down 6-2. Time to start chipping away for the guys. First pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Need some base runners here, getting deeper in the game. Randy Wolf on a pretty good roll right now. Just tell by his look on the mound, more aggressive.
Matsui taking outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Matsui was Wolf's only strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning. Pulls this one over to first. There's out number 1. Go back to our Hyundai key to the game.
And we talked about don't fall into the Wolf trap. Talk about a trap game after a tremendous road trip. You come home, you're comfortable, you're facing a team that has struggled, hasn't played up to expectations against a pitcher who's got an ERA over 5, giving up 15 home runs. The reality is Randy Wolf is a very good pitcher when he's throwing strikes. Very good last year with the Dodgers. A tough game for the Halos so far because he's hitting his spots now and changing speeds.
Here's Howie Kendrick, who had a single in his first plate appearance, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd. So 1-for-1 game. He's also scored a run. Three hits. That's all Randy Wolf has allowed. Again, he's ahead of the count at no balls, 2 strikes. Stark contrast to Joe Saunders with his struggles today. You've got a guy in Randy Wolf that, even though he gave up the 2 runs early, for the most part has thrown ahead of the count. Whereas Joe struggled to command the strike zone, and the count turned at least for the count in his favor.
Talking about that command of the fastball for Joe Saunders today. This was cutting across his body. A number of times the velocity was there. We saw some pitches at 90, 91, 92.
And now he goes down looking on a fastball in the corner. Doesn't like the call. There's out number 2.
Well, that's that pitch right there. If he could throw a fastball, you get the call from the umpire on the outside part of the plate to be effective. At 90 miles an hour, Randy Wolf, although early in the game when he was having troubles throwing strikes, when he hit a couple batters and walked 2 in 1 inning, that all of a sudden he wasn't getting that pitch. Now he's around the zone, you start to get that pitch once again.
Rivera takes his strike. A 1-for-2 night with a single to right, a run. And a nice catch out in left field. That'll leave the count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Joe Saunders, by the way, 5 2/3, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, 6 runs earned on 6 hits, including a home run. That home run going in and out of the glove. 2 home runs, pardon me. The grand slam and the Casey McGee home run in and out of the glove of Torrey. You see Torrey shaking his head. There's a guy that will be beating himself up all night long. Rivera fouling this one to the right. The guy that prides himself on defense, getting the work done, was there. And those things happen. I mean, they don't happen often to Torrey, but they happen.
You can see there's that talk about the ball went off the glove and over the fence for a home run.
Bobby's just telling Torrey blows the glove.
Torrey says, well, I got 9 gloves dipped in gold. But I mean, there was a game last year in which Torrey Hunter hit 2 home runs, but he made the game-saving catch over the wall, and Fuentes was on the mound. He ended up getting a save out of that. He was more excited about that catch than he was the home runs. He's all about preventing the runs. I mean, he likes getting his hits. He loves being at number 4 spot in the lineup, but it's preventing runs scored and taking care of his pitching staff is what makes him feel that much better. Fuentes, remember that smile, that pump of the fist he had as Torrey went way over the wall in left center field to make that catch and preserve the victory.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Rivera. Pulls this one over to Escobar. What a busy shortstop. Low throw, but fielder's got it. That's 10 in a row. Retired by Randy Wolf through 6. Brewers still up 6-2. Top of the 7th, 6-2 Milwaukee. That's a lot of food right there. Oh, I could use some Skittles right now.
Oh, they'd be perfect.
Oh, they're crushing them. Maybe after the game, an adult beverage. Or 3. Nine, 1, and 2 due up for the Brewers. Gutierrez, Weeks, and Hart. Trevor Bell falling behind at 3-0. Trevor gave that base hit to Escobar, but Bobby Abreu gunning down Craig Counsell as Gutierrez puts it into right field for a leadoff now. And that ended that 6th inning. Hey, join the Angels and Trader Joe's for the annual canned food drive at Angel Stadium Friday, June 25th through the 27th. All fans that donate receive a special Angels themed photo. Fans that donate 10 canned food items or more will be entered to win an autographed Angels items as well as Trader Joe's gift cards. All proceeds benefit the Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. Visit the community section at angelsbaseball.com for more information. Always a great cause. You and I, we're going to Trader Joe's, buy some canned items.
Right with you. Can't wait to help.
Ricky Weeks floating one to right field, a base hit. Gutierrez doesn't run well. He'll stop at second. So back-to-back hits for Milwaukee here in the 7th. Puts 2 on. Nobody out at Corey Hart coming up.
This Milwaukee team has the capabilities of putting up some numbers. And we've seen so far in the game with 6, including that 5 in the 3rd inning. You don't hit your spots, they're going to make you pay for it.
When you were talking about the power numbers early on, with the 2 home runs tonight, they now have 80. That's tops in the National League for a team. But just 11th in batting average. They're 4th in runs, but I was reminded of someone who works for the Brewers as Hart takes down low for ball 1. Milwaukee's had a 20-run game and 2 17-run games. Those don't happen too often. So it kind of skews the numbers a little bit, but they have been inconsistent, but they do have the ability to, just like tonight, to get some hits, hit the ball out of the ballpark. That one off the glove of Napoli. I don't know if he got crossed up or what, but runners will advance to 2nd and 3rd.
Well, it was a situation where Milwaukee looks like they're ready to give up and out. And Hart bunting there ends up bringing the bat back and the ball off the end of the glove of Mike Napoli. It would have been a cut fastball. And the infield being forced in on that pass ball. And Mike Napoli have to be able to prevent some more runs. This Milwaukee club can hit.
And that is hard and far to right field. Abreu plays this one off the scoreboard. 2 runs will come in. Hart trying to go to 3rd. No, he'll stop there. It is 8-2 Milwaukee. 3 straight hits for the Brewers here to start the 7th.
And behind in the count. Hart with some tremendous power. Fastball out over the plate. Even though it's 93, it's a hittable spot. Drives it off the wall. Talk about a perfect swing inside out. Well, they can hit some home runs. They can hit some doubles. They will strike out. And that's why the team batting average is down. This team, though, when you look at that, you got Hart, you got Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun behind them. A lot of power.
It's a 3-hit game for Hart. A couple of singles, a double. Now with 44 RBIs. Fielder has struck out, walked, and rolled into a double play. No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that kind of swing right there tells you he's just trying to advance the base runner. They decided to ground ball to the right
He's
side.
trying to pull it over to the right side. You're right. Angels overshift with Fielder. 3 infielders on the right side. Howie's out shallow right. This one's foul back. Here's that overshift that we were talking about with Ibar to the right of second base.
It's amazing how an inning has changed just because that pitch off the glove of Mike Napoli. Hart was around the bunt. You get an out of there, second and third. 1 out. Instead, there's 2 runs across. There's still nobody out, and Hart's at second base because he got another pitch. And a good fastball count, 2-0.
Trevor still ahead of the count at a ball and 2 strikes. You've got Braun on deck. The dirt blocked by Napoli. 2-2 now. The Brewers certainly have responded tonight with men in scoring position. 5 for 7. As a team on the season, 252. Breaking ball, hard hit. Ibar's got it. 6-3 goes to put out. He got the job done. He moved Corey Hart over to third. 1 away. So the infield in now for the Angels with Braun at the plate.
And your first pitch, if you're Trevor Bell, has to be a fastball at the hands. Chance of getting a pop-up in the infield.
1 for 3 with the grand slam. Snap throw to third, and Hart's back.
And Hart is another tall human being.
You think so? Meiser could be his puppet.
Yeah, this is a little different here. Right around the shoulder level. Just a bit different.
Two balls and no strikes. I was amazed too at a guy like Hart batting that 2 spot and the numbers he's put up with. The whip that he gets through the strike zone. The power that he gets out of there too. We just saw with the double off the out-of-town scoreboard and right. 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1.
And that's a pretty good poke the other way. And that ball, that had some more distance to go when it hit off the wall. I mean, that's the opposite way.
And it's 3 balls and a strike. You got Casey McGee on deck. He's homered already. His 11th of the year. Braun was thinking of one thing and one thing only, his second home run. Full count here on Braun. The pitch. That's out to left. Not hit very deep. Here comes Juan Rivera charging on. And it falls in for a base hit. Hart scores, and it's 9-2 Milwaukee. Well, off the bat, certainly looked like that ball may have been catchable. Braun picking up an RBI on that base. It is 5th RBI of the game. McGee late on that fastball. It's 0-1, but last time up off Joe Saunders. In and out of the glove of Torrey Hunter.
Look at a hit off his glove on the way down for the jump from Torrey Hunter in center field.
Now he hits it. Get him on the forearm, and then maybe in the abdomen.
Yeah, fastball. He's looking out over the plate.
Yeah.
Not real happy about getting hit by that pitch, but the reality is he tried to pitch inside. He got some comfortable swings. You have to establish inside.
Check swing, roll over to first. Franzen feeds Ibar, and Ibar gets taken out hard by Casey McGee, and Ibar's hurt. I'm all for taking out guys, but he was in a precarious position having to stretch out for that ball.
And he had that look right away. That's what he was going to try to do.
It looked like they're looking at the left leg of Eric Ibar. I mean, the throw pulls him off the bag, and this is where I think you have to kind of take into account. You may be chapped that you got hit, but use some common sense at some point.
Well, you can see coming in there, that was his sole purpose to go get him there in that spot. The only thing you hope for is when Eric was reaching back at the base, part of his leg was getting off the base at that time. Exmo showed just as he was getting that leg off the base, so maybe some of his weight was off at that point, but still took him out pretty hard at second base.
Never a good sign. So Mike will have to probably move Rob Quinlan to first, Franzen to third, and Sturis over to short.
And that's one of those situations there. Again, when you've been hit with a pitch, you're always going to try to take somebody out at second base, and that was an unfortunate thing. No need to do that at that spot. Obviously, Trevor Bell is not trying to hit anybody in that spot.
Again, the throw from Kevin Franzen, not at the bag. They weren't going to turn a double play. Kevin is going to go play third base with Q taking over at first. Meiser moving to short. I just think, look, I grew up the son of a middle infielder, and in the days when it was hard at second base without the roadblocks and all that stuff, I think once right there at that point as a base runner, I know you're going in hard, but
it's a late slide also.
It's a late slide, and you see a guy stretching out like that, you got to pull back. I know you're, like I said, I know you're chapped, but you got a defenseless shortstop or second baseman, whoever the guy may be, at that point. You're just...
Yeah, because you're reaching out for the catch or the throw. You get an inexperienced first baseman there in Franzen. Obviously, he doesn't know that. McGee does it, but the reality is, there's a tough throw off the base. You put a guy in a vulnerable position, as Ibar was, and to slide in late.
So Franzen now over at third base. Q at first, or third base. Quinlan at first. Is Sturis at shortstop. 2 outs runners at the corners here. Craig Counsell at the plate. 8th man to bat here in the 7th. It was 9-2 Milwaukee. And that one gets by Napoli. That is ball 1. And it's 10-2. Mike Butcher's going to come out and talk things over with Trevor Bell.
Overthrew that fastball. Now he has to reach back and try to make that play. Gets away. Wild pitch. Game is falling apart now for the Angels.
A horrible blow with Ibar leaving the game. Hopefully it's not too serious. We saw this a couple of weeks ago with Kenji Morales. Jeff Mathis early in the year breaking his wrist on the mend. It should be back soon. Counsell 0 for 2 with a walk. This one hooking foul into the seats. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two pitch. Full count.
Well, Trevor just doesn't seem comfortable on the mound. He keeps looking back, seeing where he's landing.
Rafael Rodriguez is up and loosening down. Taking the place of Jason Bolger, who's put on the disabled list with shoulder problems. Counsell fouling this one off to the left. Carlos Gomez with good speed is on at second base. 2 outs. Looking to get out of this top of the 7th inning. Brewers have knocked out 11 hits in this ball game.
We talked about in the beginning, this club can score runs. Scored 10 runs and it's on 11 hits. They have the ability to drive out the ball in the ballpark and hit extra base hits also. Doubles and triples.
Counsell a foul ball machine right now. And all this time, Randy Wolf just hanging out in the dugout. A long top of the 7th. This one over to first, off the glove of Rob Quinlan. Gomez will come in to score. It's 11-2 Milwaukee. Error on Quinlan. No RBI for Counsell. Brewers now have hit around as Escobar steps up. There's a strike. Escobar 2 for 3 with a double, a single, fly ball out. Broken bat roller to Izturis. Goes a short way, and the inning finally comes to the end. But 5 runs scored by Milwaukee. The Angels possibly losing the shortstop with Eric Ibar getting hurt. 7th inning stretch time. Milwaukee's up 11-2. Halos down 11-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Randy Wolf has been stellar since loading the bases up in the 3rd inning with 2 walks and his second hit batter. But then from that point on, he's retired 10 in a row. He'll face Napoli, Franzen, and Ibar.
I think you can go back to that pitch he threw to Juan Rivera, the 2-0 changeup. We talked about a guy that doesn't overpower you has a tendency to throw an off-speed pitch even though it's a fastball count, and he got Juan out in front.
Napoli rolling this one to 3rd. Council's got it. 1 away. Hey, fans, be sure to catch all the action while Prince Fielder and Ryan Braun square off against the Halos. Come out to the Angels game Wednesday. That's a 4:05 start. You could save 50% off ticket prices in select seating areas. And all you've got to do is use the password ANGELS at angelsbaseball.com or any of the stadium ticket windows. 1 out, and here comes Kevin Franzen. Rob Quinlan's on deck. He took over for Ibar when he was hurt. Franzen 1 for 2. It was his double that put the Angels up 2-0 in the second. But the Brewers with 5 in the 3rd, 1 in the 6th, and 5 in the 7th. Taking a commanding lead here.
We still see Wolf. He will not give in. He won't just throw a fastball, even though he has a comfortable lead, 11-2 in certain counts.
Bouncer right back to the pitcher. 2 away.
Example that. 2-1. You think for sure you're getting a fastball. Goes a changeup and a tapper right back to him.
So with 2 outs here in the 7th, here comes Rob Quinlan for his first plate appearance. Quinlan a 133 average with a couple of doubles, a couple of RBIs. Bouncing to short. And Randy Wolf continuing to cruise. We are through 7 here at the Big A. Milwaukee in control. One can be summed up by one swing of the bat. That was Ryan Braun in the 3rd inning, the grand slam, putting the Brewers up 5-2 at that point. This is the injury to Eric Ibar at the top of the 7th inning. Casey McGee going into Eric Ibar after he'd been hit by a pitch. And Ibar taken out of the game, but have not heard anything on the prognosis of Eric. Hopefully he's all right. Boatload of changes here for the Angels. Rafael Rodriguez takes over on the mound for Trevor Bell. The outfield is changed around a little bit. Left field, Michael Ryan takes over. Reggie Willis is in center for Torrey Hunter. Juan Rivera moves from left over to right. And for those of you here in Southern California, you probably felt that we just experienced an earthquake here at the stadium. Rocking pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it was moving.
George Gutierrez is 2 for 2 with a single, a double, an RBI, and a couple of runs scored. Good change up there, and down goes Gutierrez for out number 1.
Rodriguez, a pretty good change up there on that spot right there. He's got a fastball, rushing down there in the low 90s with movement. Again, he's the guy that if he throws strikes and stays down in the zone, can be effective. Has a slider also along with that changeup. Seen in the past when he's been hurt, it's been an elevated fastball. Has to throw up some zeros here. Save the bullpen.
As we pointed out, taking over for Bolger when he was put on the disabled list. Ricky Weeks takes inside. Weeks 1 for 4 with a single. when this game started with Joe Saunders retiring the first 7 in a row. That's how good Joe was going early on, although a lot of fly ball outs.
That's the thing. It always concerns me because Joe Saunders, yes, can strike some guys out on occasion. We'll get some fly balls here and there, but he's a guy very effective down in the zone. His best combination is sinking fastball on the outside corner, backing up with the changeup. That means he's going to get ground ball outs. We saw fly ball after fly ball after fly ball. You're concerned that the adjustment was going to be made by Joe. Then he started cutting across at some of his fastballs, and you mentioned Milwaukee has a lot of power. Make it pay when you make a mistake.
We're getting word on Eric Ibar that he's being diagnosed with a hyperextended left knee. So day to day will be evaluated tomorrow.
Again, the hope was because he was taking his foot off the base there that maybe he didn't have all of his weight on that leg when the slide came across by McGee. He's a big guy. You know, he's a strong base runner coming in that spot in a vulnerable position for Ibar.
Rodriguez walks Weeks. A strikeout and now a walk. So 1 on, 1 out for Corey Hart, the right fielder who's had a 3-hit game, 3 for 4, a couple of singles, a double, 2 RBIs. Rodriguez falling behind now. 1 ball, no strikes. Weeks is not going to go anywhere, so you can basically forget about him. Don't worry about him at first base. It's an 11-2 game. He's not going anywhere.
Concentrate on the hitter. Throw strikes.
Exactly. Too often guys forget the mode that they are in because it's back up to the big leagues. Might be a short stay for you. These are the opportunities that young pitchers should embrace as far as trying to make a name for themselves. Two balls, 2 strikes.
You see that life on that fastball when it's down in the strike zone. You know, what it comes down to is that confidence when you make it up to the big league level that you get guys out if you throw strikes. Now, if you worry about hitting the corners all day long, that's when you run into issues as far as falling behind and getting that fastball count.
It's fouled back. Hart flipping this one foul on the right field line. Rafiq pitched in 18 games last year for the Halos. 0-1 at a 5.58 ERA. Count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Down in Salt Lake this year, Rodriguez 3-3, a 3.54 ERA with 8 saves. Still just 25 years of age. Tomorrow night here at the Big A, you've got Dave Bush going for the Brewers. Irvin Santana going for the Angels. This one on the ground is short. His Stores feeds Kendrick for one. Relay on is not a time. Hart hustling there, reaches on the fielder's choice. There are 2 outs.
Good turn, though, in the middle infield by the Eagles. That's over to Howie. Hart runs pretty well. Quick throw. Howie gets out of the way at second base, and Hart just beats it out at first. A solid turn by Meiser and Howie.
Trevor Bell, by the way, went an inning and a third. 5 hits, 5 runs, all earned. Not his best outing of the year. Foul tip into the glove. Evens it down to 1 ball, 1 strike. It's 2 balls and a strike. At the start of the game, we talked about the Angels and how good they've been playing here at home, especially of late. But just one of those games coming off a very long road stretch. We talked about Randy Wolf and falling into the Wolf trap, the trap in general of that high of a 14-game road trip, and kind of being back at home, just kind of settling in.
See a club that coming into the season expected to get 10 in their division, but it struggled.
Off the end of the bat, Franzen throws off balance, and fielder is retired for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Brewers up by a score of 11-2, and there's been a lot of fireworks, not only at Disneyland, but here at the Big A.
Angels baseball brought to you by 76 Gasoline. We're on the driver's side. And by Jack Daniels. Your friends at Jack Daniels remind you to drink responsibly.
There's a beautiful shot of the Big A, but lopsided score. Milwaukee leading this one 11-2 in game 1 of this 3-game set. Carlos Villanueva takes over for Randy Wolf. Villanueva has thrown the ball well. 3.58 ERA. He's got a save. But on the heels of Randy Wolf going 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. Randy in a position to pick up his 5th win. New left fielder now as well. Joe England takes over for Ryan Braun.
Going away with a pretty good fastball, 90 to 92, a curveball, slider, throw an occasional changeup. I'm surprised though Randy Wolf's out of the game. He had retired a number of batters in a row. A lot of ground ball outs also.
13 in a row to finish off his stretch. Big curveball misses low. Meister's 0 for 2 with a fly to center, a ground out, and a hit by a pitch. And it's 2 balls and a strike. Villanueva, not a hard thrower, relies on the straight change and that big looping curveball. Pitched yesterday against the Rangers. There's the off-speed pitch. It's 3 balls and a strike.
The mindset's got to be when you're ahead by 9 runs, you got to use your fastball. You know, there's no getting around that. You don't want to throw your off-speed pitch. You want to throw your fastball here.
Full count. Reggie Willits on deck. He took over in center field for Torrey Hunter. The Sturridge out to right. Torrey Hunter is there. One away. So Willits, even though he's playing center, batting in the 3-hole where Bobby Abreu was. Michael Ryan in that 4 spot. Reggie at 267 on the year. A couple of RBIs as well. Didn't want to swing at it. Didn't mean to swing at it, but he did.
And a slow curveball out in front.
And not the type of guy you want to face coming off a bench either. I know he played 1/2 inning out in the outfield, but you kind of get keyed up as a hitter. You want something firm, some fastballs, and all of a sudden you're getting off speed stuff. That's upstairs.
Yeah, because as a pinch hitter or a guy coming in late in the ballgame, you're looking fastball. Your best opportunity, put it in play.
Swings, and that one gets away from Kottaras, and Reggie will reach. So a strikeout wild pitch. Taking a page out of Joel Pinero's book is Reggie Willits. I'll bring up Michael Ryan.
See if he can grab and score now.
No pressure. That earthquake that we just felt at the bottom of the 7th, going into the 8th, 5.9. Felt all the way down at Petco Field as well.
This was a pretty significant earthquake.
Michael Ryan driving one out toward right center field. Carlos Gomez is there. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Well struck by Ryan. Nothing to show for it. That'll bring up the DH, Hideki Matsui. Matsui tonight 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly to center, and a ground out. Oh, and apparently now the earthquake's been changed to a 5.7. It's been downgraded.
Oh, so that's
8 aftershocks.
Well, you get all the information, Victor.
It's 11-2 at the bottom of the 8th. Some time. A lot of folks have departed. Big outburst offensively for the Brewers in the 3rd and the 7th. A lot of different feel to this game than that of the 10-1 loss to Oakland last week. A lot of flares falling in there. This one just kind of snowballed. Jared Weaver, for his effort, obviously took the loss in that game against Oakland, but to his credit, at least battled. So Saunders did as well tonight. Just couldn't find a strike zone as far as consistent as possible.
The thing you always hear out of a pitcher when they have their struggles, that release point, whether it's consistent or inconsistent, whether you're getting over that front leg and be able to finish off either your fastball on the outside part of the plate, which is always an indicator for a pitcher how well he's going to do. If you can hit the outside part of the plate early in the game around knee level on the corner, you're probably going to have a pretty good game. But if you're elevating pitches up in the zone and missing spots, well, then you're going to have to battle your way through and hope they hit some balls at fielders before you get back in your rhythm.
Full count on Matsui. Willits goes, and Matsui strikes out, swinging. That will end the 8th. 8 complete for the Big Ave. Brewers up 11-2. Hyperextended left knee. It's Casey McGee going hard into him after McGee had been hit by a pitch, visibly angry at first base prior to that play. And that's the result of his anger. He'd been swinging a red-hot bat of late. As the Brewers here in the 9th will send up Inglet, McGee, and Gomez. Rafi Rodriguez in his 2nd inning had a strikeout and a walk in the 8th. England taking over for Ryan Braun, who ended the game going 2 for 4. 5 RBIs. Rodriguez ahead of the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
That was some pretty impressive power for Braun to be able to hit that ball to center field like he did up in the rock pile on a changeup.
Chris Smith is up and loosening now. This one up the first base line. That's a fair ball. Abreu plays the carom. England in at second with a leadoff double. So might as well have him empty the tank now.
Get rid of all the hits.
With 2 games left to go. Starting to hear some boos here for Casey McGee. You see the replay. The Exmo. That ball hit down the line.
Boy, just right down over the base. By Rob Quinlan at first base.
Here's the 1-0. 2 sliders down and away, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Three balls and a strike. McGee 1 for 3 with a home run that went in and out of the glove of Torrey in the 6th inning. Hit by the pitch in the 7th that set up that play at second base when Ibar got hurt. That's a walk. So a double and a walk by Rodriguez. To start the top of the 9th. No action in the bullpen, so better figure it out here quickly.
Yeah, when you have movement on your fastball too, you're not going to get that call when you're started on the outside corner. You got to start middle part. Got to be aggressive with your fastball. Finish off with your secondary pitches.
Carlos Gomez 0 for 4. Brewers center fielder. Gomez pulling one down the left field line. It is hooking and it is foul. Breaking pitch, locking up Gomez. No balls, 2 strikes. The Angels with a loss tonight, assuming the Brewers pick up this W. They drop the Halos to a game back in the West behind the Rangers, who were idle tonight. Gomez fouls one back and out of play. Brewers will pick up a half game on the Reds, so they'd be 9 back. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Joe Saunders getting the start tonight, lasting 5 2/3, giving up 6 runs on 6 hits. Trevor Bell gave up 5 runs on 5 hits in his inning and a third. Two balls, 2 strikes.
I still think when you look at the turning point in this game, too, is that pitch that Randy Wolf threw to Juan Rivera, that changeup 2-0. Get the fly ball out after 2 walks and hit batter. Opportunity to get back in the game. But was able to throw an off-speed pitch.
England at second base. He had the leadoff double. McGee at first. He had the walk. The 2-2 for the foul. Gomez out towards right center field. This one's got a chance to go for extras. Juan Rivera, no, makes the backhanded catch. Ball slicing back towards Rivera. Had a good jump on that ball.
Throw a lot of ground to make that play. Man, we talked about how the baseball's been carrying and staying up longer in the air, going deeper. Juan Rivera to be able to cut it off, get a good route to go for this fly ball and make the play. Got a couple nice plays, one in left and one in right now.
Counsell takes a strike. He's 0 for 3, but drew a walk in the 6th inning. He's also thrown out trying to score on an Escobar base hit. That was a nice play by Abreu and Napoli. One ball, 2 strikes. Dave Bush, the Brewers starter tomorrow, 1-5 and a 5.06 ERA. Going up against Irvin Santana, who's 6-4 with a 3.52. 7 o'clock start. It's Fedora night, presented by Yokohama.
Can't wait.
One, 2. That one got him. So they're loaded up here in the 9th inning.
Pull the fastball in, gets him thigh high. Clearly in that spot after that many pitches thrown, there's no intent behind that pitch. It's just bad location of the fastball.
One can only hope that that message is relayed. England, McGee, Counsell. Bases full of Brewers. Alcides Escobar at the plate. We'll take outside. Escobar, 2-hit night, a double, a single, a run scored. He's also hit a fly ball to center. Into a fielder's choice. The young man who last year got 38 games in the big leagues, did Escobar. 304 batting average in that short stint. Enough to show Ken Maka, Doug Melvin, the general manager, that he's capable of playing every day. As he breaks his bat here, hits it to his short. He only plays to first, and they got him at first. The run scores, and it's 12-2. He picks up an RBI.
Some kind of play, though. by Meiser. Still keeping his focus in this game, even though you have a lopsided score, you got to make the plays, and he made an exceptional one here. Have to spin on that baseball, the backhand, and all in one motion makes a strong throw and gets Escobar by the slightest of margins.
That play too, once Franzen broke to his left, there's no longer a play at third base, and that's the easiest of the plays. Guitars also with a couple of hits. Rolls this one over to second. Here's out number 3. We hit at the bottom of the ninth. The Angels down by 10. It's 12-2 Milwaukee. Three-game set. You take a look at Chris Smith, the right-hander, who's now on relief of Villanueva. Villanueva went 1 inning, struck out 2. The rest zeros. Smith 2 1/3 innings, 2 earned runs in 2 games this year. He's a youngster. Ken Macher getting an opportunity to give the young men some work.
He's got a fastball with sink action, 87-91 range. He's got a curveball. He'll throw an occasional slider and a changeup. A guy that tries to work down in the strike zone to be effective. He's up in the zone. When you're not overpowering with that fastball, can be hurt. He's thinking line. He wants ground ball, ground ball, ground ball.
Well, here in the bottom of the 9th inning, he's scheduled to face Kendrick, Rivera, and Napoli. The Angels have managed 3 hits, and all 3 of those hits coming through a 4-batter span in the 2nd inning. That is it. Good chance to get the hair done late on a Monday night. Howie 1 for 2 with a single, hit by pitch, and a strikeout. 12 runs, 12 hits, 6 left on for Milwaukee. Looking to lock up their 27th win of the year. Howie shoots one into the alley all the way to the wall. It is a leadoff double. 2-hit game for Howie, his 17th double of the year.
On base 3 times, was hit by a pitch also. That swing continues to keep it going. Boy, his trust the hand, level swing. It's a good part of the bat at the inside-out swing. He's perfected so well up the middle, the right center field. Turns on the pitch on the inner half, whether it be a slow curveball or that sinker in. Other than that, he's very good at going the other way.
Breaking ball is in for a strike. Chris Smith, 28 years of age, as this one's popped up. And Prince will watch this one land on top of the dugout. Smith, originally a fourth-round pick by the Boston Red Sox back in 2002. That's a time with Boston. 12 games in 2008. Pitching 35 games for the Brewers last year. From UC Riverside. Makes his home in Hesperia, California. That's where he went to high school. Juan with the no ball, 2-strike count. A 1-for-3 night. Single and a run scored in the second. Went around. There's out number one. So that brings up Mike Napoli. Mike's 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple of groundouts. That one just missed inside. The Angels back in the second inning, got 2 runs to take an early 2-0 lead, but Milwaukee with 5 in the third, 1 in the sixth, 5 in the seventh, 1 in the ninth. Looking at 10-run lead. Kendricks over at second base right now. Got a leadoff double.
Well, you often hear us talk about that phrase "shutdown inning." Well, the Angels scored 2 there in the bottom of the second. You have some momentum. And Milwaukee came right back in the third and scored 5 runs. And at that point, it allowed Randy Wolf to start feeling confident as far as throwing some strikes. He got out of a tough jam back there in the third inning where he had a couple walks and hit by pitch. And then he got on a roll, 13 straight batters in a row. That's the thing. When you have a team that comes into your ballpark and they're struggling, you get ahead like that, you throw up some zeros early, that your offense continue to mount pressure on a pitcher. And they're more apt to be able to be out of that game quickly.
Yeah. Napoli swings through the 2-1. Evens the count. Just missed inside. Full count. Well, these Brewers like to throw a lot of breaking pitches, even with the 10-run lead.
The best pitch in baseball will always continue to be is the fastball. We're apt to throw that for strikes, too. You can move it in and out, sink it.
And down goes Napoli for out number 2. So 2 outs with Kendrick at second. Here's Kevin Franzen. He had a 1-for-3 game. 2 RBI double, giving him 5 RBIs now as an Angel. On the ground to third. Council over to first. And the Brewers take game one of this three-game set by the final of 12-2. And you're bound to have some ugly games at times, and this is just one of those.
Yeah, one of those games the club is struggling coming in. You had such a tremendous road trip sweeping the Dodgers, a very good ball club in their home stadium up at Dodger Stadium. Fell apart. You had an opportunity with 2 runs early to capitalize the momentum, but that 5-run third did in the Angels.
Randy Wolf picks up his 5th win. Joe Saunders takes the loss. He is now 5-7. Again, the final, Brewers win at 12-2. Stick around for complete wrap-up with Bill McDonald and Jose Mota. Angels Live is coming up next.